All right. Good morning, Facebook. Figured I'd give you the conclusion, the ignition replacement on my Dodge truck from last night. By the way, that's my other Dodge truck. Okay. Last night we tore into this thing and put ignition in it. It was a little hard to get to. Everything was buried under the dash. So let me get this stuff out of here. This is my daughter's stuff. All right. Okay. As you can see, the dash is all back together. Everything's good. Seem to think. Let me shut this. I seem to think it would have probably been at least a $500 or $600 job if I took that to the shop. But anyway, it's a little bit of time and effort, a little bit of research. Figured it out myself. It took me a week or so. I wasn't exactly positive it was the ignition switch, because what happened was, coming back from Florida, coming through the Smoky Mountains, middle of the night, freezing cold, the heater blower motor went out. So windows fogged up. It was a biz, couldn't see. I go to crack the windows so that I can get a little air on the windshield. The power windows don't work. I'm like, okay. But the ignition was working. It would start at the key, all that. I ended up limping on home without a heater and windows. Fought with it, tested the blower motor, tested the motor windows, tested everything. Everything was working fine at the motors. It just wasn't getting any power to them. So first week I went through that, troubleshooting all that, getting all that cleared up and eliminating all that. And then 4 days later, the ignition goes out at the key. Can't start at the key. So that got me thinking. I got to researching that, and coming to find out, the power windows and the blower motor is all hooked to the ignition on these old Dodge 1990 Dodges. They've since then replaced them and put them in a different area because, of course, the ignition gets a lot of abuse. We got 250 or 262,000 miles on this truck, and you got to figure how many times have I turned that key on and off, activated that switch down there. So it was wore out, and it's all part and tied in with the windows and the heater. So with a little research, figuring it out, I bought an $18 part. Took me about 2 hours to put it in last night. You seen it, I had the dash all out of here. Column was out. But 18 bucks, and a couple hours later, and here's the result. Okay. Heater's working, blowing good, and of course the windows. So that right there, my friends, probably saved me quite a bit at the shop. So, whenever you get into a project like this, like I said, you gotta have plenty of beer, a little bit of patience, a little bit of thinking, troubleshoot stuff, get it out of the way. If it ain't that, move on to the next till you figure out what's wrong. You know, this could have been bad for me, $400 or $500 bill or something at a shop, you know. Now I'm back to work. I'll be back on the road Monday morning. I'll be back to work. This truck makes $1,000, $1,500 a week. I can't afford for an $18 part to put me out. You know what I mean? Anyway, peace, Facebook.